The 2024-2025 season is finally coming to a close, and we'll be looking at Real Madrid and what happened to them. Today, I'll be focusing on the problems Real Madrid have faced this season and the reasons why they will be going trophyless and have not lived up to the expectations. For many, especially me, Mbappe's arrival was supposed to be God's blessing on Real Madrid. It was like God's hand on Real Madrid. It was like now Real Madrid were going to be gods. They were going to be a team they can't stop, with the likes of Vinicius Jr. on the flanks, Rodrygo on the flanks, having Bellingham playing as the 8. We expected a lot. We expected goals aplenty. We expected mouth-watering performances, but that was not what we saw this season. What we saw instead this season was shambolic performances, bad results. As usual, a lot of injuries again, and then problems. A lot of problems have come out from Real Madrid, and today we'll be looking at the problems that Real Madrid have been facing this season and are still facing as their campaign has come to an abrupt end. First and foremost, I'm going to focus on problem number 1, Mbappe's arrival. Now, Mbappe's arrival was supposed to help boost out the squad and strengthen them, to give them more advantage. We know how it goes. For me, I felt like after Real Madrid won the Champions League last season, they didn't need Kylian Mbappe again. But it was a deal they already had in place. So he just walked into the team, free transfer, and that was where all the problems started. Problem number 2, finding the right position for Kylian Mbappe. Now, finding the right position for Kylian Mbappe has also been a problem for Real Madrid this season. It's been one of the problems they faced this season, because Mbappe loves to play on the flanks. But on that flanks, we have Vinicius Jr. there. Vinicius Jr. won't play in the middle. Mbappe doesn't like to play in the middle. And Mbappe can't play on the right. So this season, since the arrival of Real Madrid is playing in the middle, and is playing in the middle is not really enjoyed it. For Mbappe, he's not really enjoyed it. But when you look at the stats, he's done really well. For a player who he doesn't play in the middle, he's done really well. But that's been another problem for Real Madrid this season, positioning of Kylian Mbappe. Problem number 3. I think this has been a problem that Real Madrid has always been facing for a while, but it got worse. Vinicius Jr. and the opposing fans. Now, one thing we've known about Real Madrid and Vinicius Jr. is that the fans easily get to Vinicius. He allows the fans to easily get to him. And once they get to him, they start acting out. And it's easy, because what he doesn't know is that they're playing mind games. These are mind games. No matter what, yes, it's racism and stuff, but it's still mind games. They know you are the star player. They're trying to offset you, and you are allowing them to do so. Then, apart from the opposing fans doing theirs, then there's this Kylian Mbappe's arrival, which was already making him feel like he was no longer in the spotlight. He was no longer the star player. And when you look at the stats, it's there to show. Because then they started sharing penalties. You would see times where you thought Vinicius should pass, he won't pass. Times where you thought Vinicius should make that run, he won't run. Or times where you felt like he should not dribble. Because many times I feel like Vinicius is dribbling too much. You should just make that pass to Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe is this kind of player that he's going to run. So once you're with the ball, he's expecting that ball. Like, okay, once you see me running, give me the ball. I know what I want to do with it. Now, there are many times this season in many games that we saw Real Madrid play, and then they will just give this person the ball. Vinicius the ball, and Mbappe is making that run, expecting the ball. But Vini is not going to make that pass. He's going to drift in and drift out and do the normal Vini movement. So by the time Mbappe checks his run, stops, is waiting for Vini. Vini finally decides, okay, let me put that pass in, and Mbappe is there was no connection between them. There was this heavy disconnection, and sometimes it was like they were begging two of them to play together because it was practically impossible. At the point, to me, I felt like Vinicius was not even hiding the fact that he didn't want to play with Kylian Mbappe, and I can't blame the Real Madrid players because you are in a team where, okay, you're bringing a star player, a player was won the World Cup but has never won the Champions League, to a team where everybody here has won the Champions League. So they're looking up to Kylian Mbappe and like, okay, so what do you want to offer us? Because when a star player comes into a team, we're all looking at what does he have to offer. But now, Mbappe is coming into the team. You've not even won the Champions League. Every player in this Real Madrid squad could give you a medal, a Champions League medal, and they will still have an extra. That's how bad it is. So those kind of things also psychologically they always play in, because you are looking at yourself and you're saying, okay, here's Kylian Mbappe. Oh my God, Kylian Mbappe. Okay, what's Kylian Mbappe going to do? Is he going to land us the Champions League? If you're winning the Champions League, is he going to land us the La Liga? He didn't. Is he going to land us the Copa del Rey? I doubt Real Madrid is even interested in winning the Copa del Rey. So there are titles and trophies we all know Real Madrid focus on, and most especially it's the Champions League. It's something they pride themselves in. So the problem Real Madrid have faced this season, number one, was the arrival of Mbappe, like I said. Number two has been the positioning. Playing Mbappe. The right position of playing Mbappe. Number three has been Vinicius Jr., the opposing fans, and Mbappe's arrival upsetting him. Number four, psychologically, Kylian Mbappe's arrival upsets the entire squad, because the whole entire squad were already in sync. Because when Benzema left, there was no longer like this major big star player. It was just them playing and doing what they were doing. And I felt like these young stars in Real Madrid were already getting in sync and were enjoying each other and loving the rhythm. They didn't need Kylian Mbappe. Then the fifth problem is Rodrygo. Rodrygo goes. Now, the arrival of Mbappe into Real Madrid just meant that Rodrygo was not going to be in the conversation at all. At the end of last season, it was Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, and Rodrygo goes. These three guys were something else. They were everything, and the reason why Real Madrid marched on to win a double. But then this season starts, and Rodrygo's name is taken out, and we're hearing Vinicius, Mbappe, Bellingham. Rodrygo didn't even hide his own. He responded to it, and I felt like that was where I could already see that Mbappe's arrival was upsetting the squad, because he was open about it and saying that he's also supposed to be in the conversation. Remember, he was also open about saying that he also supposed to be in the Ballon d'Or nominees. It's a normal thing in life. We all want to be in the spotlight. We want to be the star. We want to be everything. And that is where the whole problem is now. So Rodrygo goes, might be leaving Real Madrid at the end of the season. Why? Everything still pans out and sums up to Kylian Mbappe's arrival at Real Madrid. Rodrygo didn't play in the El Clasico. He wasn't even used as a sub. According to the rumors, he didn't want to play. He didn't want to play. He's already losing confidence in himself and doesn't want to play anymore alongside Kylian Mbappe and Jude Bellingham. And also, just to put that in, as we already know that this season also that Carlo Ancelotti will be leaving at the end of the season. Carlo Ancelotti has also come out to talk about the different problems that has also happened this season that Real Madrid have faced. Now, Carlo Ancelotti was talking about Kyle Walker. Now, according to rumors, Carlo Ancelotti wanted to bring in Kyle Walker in January, but Florentino Perez didn't want that move. Now, when we look at it, Kyle Walker, if he had come into Real Madrid, he would have helped them in the right back position, because no cover meant that right back has been a free space, and they have been struggling with it. Although Vasquez has tried, Valverde has tried, but you can't fault a real right back, and especially one like Kyle Walker with quality. Yes, he's old, can't make those runs as he used to as before, but he can still run. He can still make those crosses, and he still has those eye on target. So Real Madrid, Florentino Perez then will be the king of all the problems, because Florentino Perez consistent is him being consistently wanting to be involved with Real Madrid's transfer dealings and wanting to say the kind of players they should bring and the kind of things that should happen is also another reason why Real Madrid are in the position where they are. They won't be winning any title this season. They are going trophyless. It's a very sad end to them. But let's look at the solutions now. We've talked about the problems Real Madrid have faced this season, and not to forget also injuries. Injuries has been another major problem Real Madrid has faced this season. A lot of injuries from the old defense. There was a time the old defenders were injured. Even the goalkeeper Costa got injured. So they need to go into the market. They need to buy players. They need to make transfers. They need to buy players, defenders, quality players. Well, let me say, yes, they should sell Rodrygo, because they need another person on the right. Rodrygo, Bellingham, Mbappe can't work. There are too many big names. It just can't work. It was like what happened at PSG when they had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. There are some, it can't work. Even when there was Mbappe, Cavani, Neymar, it didn't work. Too many big names, too many egos. You know, all those kind of things. Everybody's playing, trying to like, it just can't work. Mbappe just arrived. Mbappe has shown that he's good. His quality, his performance, his stats are there. He scored an hat-trick against Barcelona. Like, in just, how many games has he played against Barcelona this season? I think it was only in the La Liga, the first game in La Liga, he didn't score, where they lost 4-0. Mbappe has scored against Barcelona since when they played against them in the Copa del Rey. Okay, I think he didn't score also against them in the Copa del España, but I'm not really sure about that. But he did score against them in the Copa del Rey. Sorry, in the Copa del España. I'm not sure about the Copa del Rey. So now, we've spoken about injuries. So the solutions: Rodrygo should go. They need a center midfielder, a creative center midfielder, one who is very, very good, and one who can hold the lines also for them. Then they need a player on the right for the wing. They need defenders. I would say they need new defenders. The defenders are getting old. Injuries are already affected them. Real Madrid need to go into the transfer window and work hard. That's what they've got to do. They've really got to work hard.